Have you ever seen a teenager shake the entire tennis world and even get honored by the president of her country? Well, that's exactly what just happened with Mira Andreeva, the Russian tennis sensation, who, at only 18 years old, has already climbed into the world's top 5 and is now being recognized personally by Vladimir Putin. Yes, you heard that right. After a season filled with unbelievable victories, Andreeva has now received a medal from the Kremlin itself. But that's not the whole story. Because what Mira Andreeva is doing right now is rewriting tennis history, inspiring young athletes worldwide, and making even Hollywood take notice of her meteoric rise. Mira Andreeva's season has been nothing short of spectacular. Starting the year ranked world number 16, she quickly broke into the top 5 by pulling off a 13-match winning streak that included back-to-back WTA 1000 titles. Imagine that. At an age when most teenagers are still finishing high school, she was out there defeating some of the toughest players on the planet. And when Wimbledon arrived, the pressure was sky high. But instead of crumbling, she shined. Andreeva reached the quarterfinals, delivering some of the most exciting matches of the entire tournament. Fans in London couldn't stop cheering for her, and commentators began calling her the future face of women's tennis. But here's the part that really makes you stop and think. Just days after her Wimbledon run, Vladimir Putin himself stepped in to award her and fellow Russian star Diana Schneider the prestigious Order for Merit to the Fatherland, first degree. Now this is not some small award. It's a medal given only to those who make extraordinary contributions to their country. And for Putin to recognize an 18-year-old athlete like this shows just how massive her impact has been, not just in sports, but in national pride. Some critics say this is politics mixing with tennis, but whether you love it or hate it, you cannot deny that Mira Andreeva has become a household name. And here's a hook for you. What if I told you that Andreeva is not only making waves in singles, but also dominating in doubles alongside Diana Schneider? That's right. Together, they've lifted trophies in Brisbane and Miami, and they even secured an Olympic silver medal last summer. This isn't just about one player shining. It's about a duo of Russian teenagers storming the professional tennis circuit in ways nobody expected. Andreeva is already being called the next Sharapova, but in reality, she might just surpass that legacy. Now, let's pause for a moment. What does it really mean for tennis when such young players rise this fast? It's exciting, it's refreshing, but it also puts massive pressure on their shoulders. Just look at the history. Players like Martina Hingis, or even more recently, Emma Raducanu, had to deal with the weight of fame almost overnight. Speaking of Raducanu, she's also making headlines again, slowly sneaking back up the rankings while dealing with tough draws and injuries. And now, some insiders are even suggesting that Andy Murray himself could coach her in the future. Imagine that pairing, Raducanu guided by a legend like Murray. But back to Andreeva. Her rise has also sparked comparisons with America's rising star, Eva Jovic. Just last week, Jovic became the youngest player this season to win a WTA Tour title, slightly beating Andreeva's record. This rivalry between teenage stars is setting the stage for what could be the next golden era of women's tennis. On one side, you have Russia's Andreeva, decorated by Putin, and on the other, you have America's Jovic, making her own history. Can you already feel the energy of what their future matches could mean for the sport? Because fans definitely can. But let me throw another hook your way. Did you know that Novak Djokovic's future in tennis has suddenly been thrown into doubt? Yes, while the younger generation is on the rise, one of the sport's greatest champions might be nearing the end of his career. Serena Williams' former coach has suggested that Djokovic may not want to continue competing at the highest level much longer. And this adds even more weight to the new generation stepping up. Because as legends like Djokovic and Nadal begin to fade, players like Andreeva are becoming the faces of tomorrow. And while all this is happening, tennis continues to capture the attention of not just fans, but politicians and celebrities worldwide. Recently, even Donald Trump made headlines by sending a letter to Belarus President Alexander Lukashenko in support of Aryna Sabalenka. That sparked controversy all over again, showing how tennis is increasingly caught up in global politics. And when Putin honors Mira Andreeva, it's another reminder that tennis isn't just about sport anymore. It's about national image, cultural pride, and sometimes even international diplomacy. But here's the question you have to ask yourself. Is this kind of recognition at such a young age a blessing or a burden? For Mira Andreeva, being honored by her country's president might sound like the ultimate achievement, but it also comes with heavy expectations. Every time she steps on the court now, millions will expect her to deliver. It's the kind of spotlight that can either make you a legend or break you under pressure. And yet, if her 2025 season is any proof, Andreeva is more than ready. She's proven she can handle the pressure. She's beaten top players, and she's shown maturity beyond her years. Her Wimbledon heroics were just the beginning. The world is now watching closely as she prepares for the WTA 1000 in Beijing. If she pulls off another deep run, don't be surprised if she cements herself as one of the top contenders for the next Grand Slam. So let me leave you with this final thought. When you look back at tennis history, every generation has that one player who changes the game. For years, it was Serena Williams. Then came Iga Swiatek, who dominated the rankings. Now, all signs point to Mira Andreeva as the next name in that legacy. She's not just winning titles. She's inspiring fans, breaking records, and even drawing the attention of world leaders. At just 18 years old, she's already living the dream most players never even get close to. The only question now is how far can she go? And if her current trajectory continues, the answer might just be all the way to the very top of tennis history.